here at WAND Radio strive to bring you the very best entertainment the High Academy for the Celestial and the Occult has to offer.
The Academy would like to remind our listeners that unicorns and other virtuous beings should enjoy WAND Radio at their own risk.
The management is not responsible for the continued purity of your unicorn. Thank you.
Listening to WAND Radio, your musical muse for magical moments live from the High Academy for the Celestial and the Occult. I'm your host, Calliope Merriweather, and joining me are my co-hosts...
Rupert von Koenig.
That's it?
Hello. That is who I am.
I thought we talked about this before. We were going to work on this. Gotta bring it up a notch, you know?
Rupert von Koenig. Was that better?
That was pretty good, actually. Hey everyone, I'm Emmett. I am the Body Barbarian. I'm the Randy Rogue. I am the TA of TNA. And my phylactery is in your heart, ladies.
What just happened?
It's called having a personality.
Hugh wants me to come up with clever epithets for myself. I will leave that to...
No, that's okay. You make me look better by proxy. It's all right.
Then I am the straight man to your fall guy.
Not that little dude that's smiling and using his thumb to look at like explosions and shit.
Possibly, I'm not sure.
Oh, sorry, that's Fallout guy.
Did you just
We are 5 minutes into this broadcast, and already we have broken. Not even. Okay, so we have a few announcements from the campus.
Already?
They are school announcements, yeah.
Shit. Oh, we have to start the episode with that. We didn't do that last time.
No, because we didn't have any announcements.
Didn't we announce that we don't have any announcements, though?
I suppose.
That way, no, it's like thinking we just forgot them.
I told you that weren't supposed to talk about this. And here you are. We're talking. Anyway, we've got some announcements. All right. The dormitory RAs would like to thank the student body for respecting the rules on pets in the dorms. It's been 3 years since the last accident, so let's shoot for another year free from pet-related injuries, maimings, and disintegrations.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's a good record. I think the previous record was 5 months. I am not sure what the punishment is for having certain pets in the dormitories, but it must be working.
The punishment was usually the pet itself.
I'm pretty sure it's plane shift now.
What, the punishment is plane shift?
Yeah, they send you off.
Wholesale, willy-nilly? Do you just don't even get the chance to pack your bags?
Nope, just right away you're gone. But if you get back, you graduate with honors. It's amazing.
I think you're full of shit.
Probably.
That's fine. Moving on to the next announcement that we have. The Alchemy Labs have new openings for lab assistants. For all those interested in applying, they should go see Dr. Fulton in the Alchemy Labs. I can say personally that I spent my first semester as a lab assistant. It was quite an eye-opening experience. There are things in there that you would not see otherwise. So, give it a chance.
I think that's the same experience when you go into Emmett's room. You see things you just never think you would ever see. And you don't want to.
That's very true. That's very true. That's really true. I've got a statue of the dean made out of ground beef. It's actually really amazing. I mean, it's getting a little off there. But you didn't have your eyes open ever before you joined that class?
It's a metaphor, you nitwit.
Oh, all right. I don't know what a Met is for.
It's for seeing shows in.
I thought you said you didn't know what a method was for.
What is a method for? What is a method for?
Usually familiars or low-level enemies for people to fight in a dungeon.
I don't know if I want to get familiar with anything called a method.
I went to a method IKEA once. It was awful.
What the hell is a method IKEA?
Could you tell us more about this, Calliope? It sounds interesting.
It was really, cold and icy, and then when you went to a different department, it was like, because they're elemental creatures, every time you walked into another section of the building, it was just like we went from freezing cold to soot everywhere, and I had soot in my antlers for like a week. It's terrible.
How do you get soot in your antlers?
They're fuzzy.
All right. Do we have any more announcements?
No, that was all we had for this week.
Oh, well, I've got an announcement. I'll be in the quad with my guitar right around lunchtime today, playing my new single, Wonder Windwall.
That sounds familiar.
Nope. Brand new.
I must have heard you tinkering around with it at some point.
Must have. Gotta do something to this booth.
It happens. Yeah, about that. Please, could you... never mind. It's not worth mentioning on the air.
Is this about the pants thing?
It was about the pants thing.
All right. I'll put them back on. Hold on.
I don't know who you think you are, Mandy Patinkin.
Yes, please, for the love of God, keep your pants on when you're in the studio. Also, you can't sleep here!
It was only for a couple of nights.
I have to say, I have slept in here before. It's soundproof. It's quite lovely. I'm sorry. Sometimes you just need to get away.
That's what plane shift is for.
Not all of us can afford that. Speaking of quiet places to study...
Hold on, that would be a really bad vacation. Like, just random, like, they'll just send me anywhere, alright. Oh, look, the third layer of hell.
But fire that travel agent. It's like, oh look, I'm stuck in lava again. This is bullshit.
How many times have you been stuck in lava, Rupert?
More times than I care to count.
You should ask to maybe go to the Feywild instead, perhaps? I mean, you can ask where they can send you. You don't have to just say, send me anywhere.
Send me to the lava hell.
It wasn't hell. It was the plane of fire, but yeah, it was not a comfortable experience.
Oh, alright.
Got a nice tan, though. Actually, it's more of a braise.
I love braised meat.
Aren't tieflings, like, cool with the whole fire thing? Or am I very wrong?
We're resistant to fire magics. Doesn't mean we're fireproof.
Very good differentiation to make.
Yeah, I would need much more asbestos than I am comfortable handling. Speaking of which, Alchemy Labs, looking for lab assistants. Apply.
Yes, there are many wonderful opportunities for work-study on campus. Speaking of studying, do you guys have a favorite study spot on campus?
On where? On canvas?
On campus.
Hey, Rupert, was that your setup for that joke?
What?
You're talking about alchemy class. Now I looked down, I saw that joke written here. I was just wondering if that was the setup.
Oh,
this part will obviously be cut out.
Obviously. No, this was not the setup. No, it was... I was trying to get us onto the study spot thing earlier, but it just segued back into Rupert's fucked up vacations, and then now we're onto the study spots. Go visit the fire plane, my father says. It'll build character, my father says. My father's full of shit.
Your father says a lot.
He does.
recommend maybe the Feywild, or even there's gotta be somewhere with a nice island or something. Find a druid who can tree stride you to a nice, lovely island, and that'll be much better.
I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, study spots. Yeah, I've got a couple. I actually enjoy the top of the radio station. It's very up high, and you can see all of the campus from there, and it's quiet, and there are some birds that you can talk to. Interesting perspective from them. It's great. There's also a nice oak tree on one of the glens in the park on campus. It's nice and shady, and I've heard excellent music around there. There's people playing kickball, something called a hacky sack. Not sure what that is. When you have hooves, it's hard to do such games, but it's fine. Yep. Those are my favorite study spots.
Lovely.
Nothing like the quads I'm around. They play hack and slash there.
Oh? That sounds like a violent game.
Yeah, pretty much. They get a little ball and they throw it at each other and they try to slash it out of the air and hack it. And
If you win, does that make you the hack master?
Yep. You got it. A+.
Well, I am a straight-A student, so...
That is no surprise.
Fantastic. But what kind of balls are they throwing around? Is it like a soft? Is it like a softball or a baseball or like a fruit of some sort?
Depends on what they get out of biology that day.
Oh my! I thought you would need to go to veterinary studies for those.
Veterinary studies if it's not intelligent, but intelligent creatures they go to biology.
As students, right?
I mean, if you're going to be dissecting something, if it's intelligent, they do biology. Veterinary studies is like live animals. You're not usually, I guess you could be neutering them. Are you is the college neutering a lot of animals? Is that what you guys do in this college? I'm
sure that it is part of a particular set of classwork.
What animals' cojones are spell components? Because that's really important to me right now.
I'm going to have to get back to you on that.
You got to get back to me. I got to know.
Okay. I'll make a note of this. We are going to... Which animals' balls can be used to cast spells? Yeah, okay. I will ask the teachers and the professors and see what they come up with.
I can use a spell focus, so I have no idea.
Please let me know how that goes.
Anyway, back to study spots. What teacher are you going to ask about that?
One of the biology professors. I mean, it's a valid question. I mean, what do you do with all the balls you cut off?
Okay, I don't want to be the woman.
I'm sure it's something simple, like throwing it into an incinerator, or using it for fertilizer, or feed for some of the magical creatures that are on campus.
Yes, you could ask Dr. Heather with the care of magical animals. She would probably know.
Is she Tabaxi?
Yes.
I've met her a couple times. Cute little blue ears.
Yeah. Yeah, you should hear her stage name.
What's her stage name?
Charm.
Delightful. Crossing the streams. Alright. Calliope, what is your favorite study spot?
Her sister's a hoot.
She's not an owlbear, is she?
She might be.
Be careful. Last time you laughed that hard, you vomited. Took us a week to clean up the soundboard.
That wasn't my fault.
When was that?
Wait, wasn't that the day that Emmett brought in a queso skillet? Did you use the ground beef statue of the dean?
Well, yeah. I gotta cycle through it.
Oh, God!
How dare you?
Yeah, last week I gave him shrimp fingers.
Oh, you gave the dean statuette shrimp fingers. Oh, gotcha.
Sure.
Oh my god. You said you couldn't cast spells.
I may not be able to cast spells, but these fingers are magic. You want to tell us about your favorite study spot now?
Inquiring minds wish to know.
I like to visit the knot garden where all the herbs are grown for herbology. It's really nice and peaceful and quiet, and there's so many really beautiful animals out there. It's my favorite spot.
If it's not a garden, are they growing things there?
Oh, it's in the shape of a knot. Celtic knot.
Oh, understood.
I mean, there are other knot gardens, but they don't grow things that I want to be around. I think there's a couple people on my dorm who have them in their rooms because it's kind of gross whenever I walk by. They're growing something, but I don't think it's herbs.
Oh, no, it is.
Well, maybe. I was thinking more maybe perhaps fungi and molds, but you're probably not wrong there either.
Well, it's only good if it smells like fungi and mold.
I'm a fun guy.
You are!
That's the sort of humor we're going for on the show. Is that what you're saying?
Why not? If the joke lands, it lands.
Alright, well, you guys out there tell us if it landed or not.
There's a difference between landing and crashing.
You know what? If that joke lands, then you take a magic marker, because they have them here, because they're magic, and you draw a mushroom on your buddy's head for tomorrow. Mushrooms we see will know joke landed.
Suggesting that people walk around with a mushroom stamp on their forehead?
In the way you draw mushrooms, they look like penises.
That's it. That was the joke. Thank you for catching up.
So what is your favorite study spot?
Any freshman dorm room.
I'm not sure that I was ever going to be surprised by that answer. We've got a question that came in last week. We did not get to it. If two wizards are wearing cloaks at the Flying Squirrel, and they both jump off a 400-foot tall building, if Wizard A moves... This is a word problem. Why are we answering this? Right, so two wizards are wearing the clothes. If Wizard A moves forward 30 feet every 6 seconds, but also loses 10 feet of altitude, and Wizard B moves forward 60 feet every 6 seconds, but loses 20 feet of altitude, which wizard will move the farthest before they're both eaten by the Tarask? From a puzzled paladin.
Have you ever heard of a cloak of a flying squirrel?
9.
I've seen a squirrel wearing a cloak.
Oh, yeah, that was one of the crazy professors that we had a few years back. He used to turn all of his students into squirrels and break all the squirrel ladies' hearts.
He drove them nuts, huh?
You could say that.
I could, but I won't.
Was his name Merlin?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, alright, that's it. We're making Disney jokes now, alright.
All hail the mouse overlord. We're just setting the stage for when we get bought out.
Surprised they don't own us already.
Bro, so sure Disney will want this. Let's do what now?
6 seconds seems like a really arbitrary amount of time to determine how long someone is moving for.
That's a fair argument. It's a word problem. I hate these things. So is a song sung in round robin require 6 birds?
I suppose so.
Quit warbling.
That was amazing.
She was drinking water, you asshole.
It's all over the board now. That'll explain any anomalies, such as our voices sounded funny from here on out. So maybe there's some sort of clue in that. So they probably said 6 seconds because it's easily divisible into a minute, So maybe that it's going to be multiple minutes of time makes it easy on you.
That might actually be the most intelligent thing I've heard come out of your mouth.
Were you a math TA?
We don't do word problems.
This is a reminder that we are here to answer your problems with college life, not answer your homework questions.
Well, that is college life, isn't it?
There's a difference between asking us to do your homework for you and asking us for advice.
What if they're asking us to do someone else's homework?
I don't think a paladin would do that.
Why would a paladin ask us to do his homework in the first place?
That is one of my favorite creatures, though. It's got a really good sauce.
The paladin or the Tarask?
Tabasco sauce. Knocks down the house.
Instead of you eating it, it eats you.
Inside out.
Calliope, how about another question?
We should probably get to our commercial break first, don't you think?
Oh, that's fair. Would you like to reach across the plains to a loved one? Send a message to your mom and dad, tell them how much you miss them, or ask for a care package to save you from the dormitory food? Perhaps you would like to congratulate a buddy on the graduation from their academy. Visit nerdsmith.org and order a Nerd Alert. Emmett, Calliope, and I will send out your sentiments on the airwaves live. Order your Nerd Alert at nerdsmith.org.
Do we get paid for those?
Yes, I think we do.
I would imagine so.
All right.
It costs money.
Yes, but it's but you get twice as many words as ascending.
Oh, that's I like that. That's pretty good. Nerd alerts, twice as many words as ascending, but 4 times as expensive.
That's not true. A scroll of sending is 450 gold.
Oh, we're only asking for what, 100?
Yeah, it's a deal.
Fair enough. Nerd Alerts, available at nerdsmith.org for any Nerdsmith production.
You know, that's good. We talk about those Nerd Alerts and getting those care packages, but, you know, speaking of dorm food, you know, it's like the grossest thing on the planet. So, you know, when I'm ready and have a little extra scratch and want to get something, you know, a little bit tastier, you know where I go?
Where do you go?
I go to Blue Apron.
Blue Apron, what's that?
It's this fancy little web thingy that you call them up and they send treats and meals directly to your front door. You just cook it on up. Takes about 45 minutes at the most, and you got a beautiful little meal. It's all portioned up and ready for you, and you know you can got to do nothing.
Oh, how's the selection?
Their selection's pretty good. I haven't had any complaints. It's a different meal every time. Nothing gets repeated over the course of the year, unless you want something. I think you can probably request that. And yeah, they change up all sorts. You change up every week. They change up every week.
And what if you have some sort of like food allergy, like you can't eat certain things? I mean, that seems like it could be very tricky with that.
They know psychically that you don't want certain things, and they just don't send them. Or maybe you have to tell them. But either way, they won't send you anything you don't want. Like, you can be like, I don't like fish, or I don't like, you know, testicles. There you go. They won't send you those.
I'm amazed that a menu company would have testicles on the menu.
Hey, they're very versatile. White Plume Mountain oysters, they're tasty.
I'll take your word for that.
If you have a message for us, please do not send an animal messenger.
Yeah, and then the bird gets stuck inside. It's crazy. It's really ridiculous.
They shit all over the equipment.
Yeah, but we did get one earlier, right? Wasn't it like a little Slytherin thing? Like some sort of, not Slytherin like that, calm down. Like a little snake or something that came through the door?
Yes, there was a little snake. It was kind of adorable, actually.
Hey, are Naga afraid of snakes? I mean, there's got to be one, right? I mean, that's got to be the creepiest thing ever. Like, look, it's a little me running around. Anyway, what's the question?
Would they be terrified of their own tail then? Because they say, oh, I forgot that I'm a snake person.
What about cucumbers? You stick a cucumber next to a Naga, do they get scared?
No, I think that's
It's
tabaxi.
tabaxi.
I mean, it works on Dr. Heather. I mean, I've seen it. We've done it several times. You just stick it right there, she turns around, jumps out of her skin, runs away.
Are you saying that you slipped Dr. Heather cucumber?
Several times.
Good lord, man.
So anyway, that snake... Anyway, that snake slithered right in here, and it gave us a question, right? So it was kind of a weird question, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was okay. It's from Bobble. Help. I recently developed magical abilities, but I can only control them a little bit. I accidentally turned my roommate into a bowl of petunias. Should I try to learn to control it, or just start living in one of those anti-magic fields? Also, how do I get the houseplant to pay her side of the rent? Don't you go to this college? Shouldn't you know that you should learn to control these abilities?
I think that's probably why they're at the college.
I've never heard of a bobble.
First thing first, you gotta figure out what to do with those petunias. I suggest that you find a teacher that likes petunias. You give them to the teacher, a professor, and then it's their problem. You don't have to worry about it no more. Then you get yourself a new roommate. Problem solved.
That seems unethical. Perhaps if it's a fellow student that's been turned into Petunia?
I would want to see the student restored to the previous body.
All right. Maybe you do some experimentation and you get yourself one of those anti-magic fields like I was talking about, and you play Love Me Not, and then you see what happens. That's what this college is about, right? Experimentation and shit and stuff.
I've heard tell of some.
I mean, I know that college is the time for experimentation, but oh my goodness.
You know what you could do? You turn it upside down, pin it to the wall, you let it dry out, and then you crumple it up and you roll it. Never mind.
You're suggesting that they smoke his roommate?
You cannot smoke your roommate!
Well, not with that attitude.
Fair enough. I don't know that I would ever want to try. Oh, God.
All right, well, I haven't heard you guys come up with anything. I got 3 suggestions right out the bat.
I suggest taking it to the dean's office, seeing what he can suggest, getting a roommate restored, and yes, seek help for your wild magic. It's not good. Next thing you know, you will sneeze, and you'll turn yourself into a sheep. It happened to a friend of mine.
Really? What was her name?
Beatrix.
I would suggest maybe finding a cleric who can cast later...
Later restoration. It's a delayed spell.
Later restoration. Wait, no, I like later restoration. It's like, you know what? I'll get to that. Don't worry about it. That's the school of procrastination, I think.
My friend asked me if I wanted a delayed restoration now. And I said, nah, but I would like a regular restoration later. So, yeah.
I would recommend seeking a greater or lesser restoration, and that way your roommate can once again pay rent and will not be a Petunia anymore. Also, wild magic can be tricky, so
learn how to control it. Anti-magic is expensive.
Speaking of, would you guys rather, as Rupert was saying, would you rather have a wild magic surge every time you sneezed, or only have access to one school of magic for the rest of your life?
The sneezes. Hands down. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Why?
I'm studying multiple schools of magic right now, and if I only had access to one, I would be nerfed.
He's saying you want to remain OP?
Yeah, an original practitioner.
No, I'm gonna have to go with the one school of magic. I'm allergic to tabaxi, and I sneeze a lot around them.
That must have dampened your time with Dr. Heather.
Nah, not much.
Delightful.
So, Emmett, what school would you stick with then if you could only have access to one?
Pie.
Pie's not a school of magic?
Depends on the pie.
It is kind of magical.
You think there's only one set of options, but there's 2. Single crust and double crust. Mind-blowing. You can fill them with fruit.
They can be savory or sweet.
You can make them small and to go.
You can put, like, little animals in there, evidently.
What?
Well, like a pie can hold, 24 little blackbirds or something.
Well played. I would have gone with, conjuration, because then you can conjure your pie, but also have wish.
I wish to move on to the next bit. In alchemy class, the TA sold me some powdered water, but I don't know what to add. It's not signed. What are you asking?
I think they're asking what to add to the powdered water to make it water.
Water?
Why would...
Because then at least you have more water. If you add something alcoholic, it's just going to water down the alcohol. Or you could do lemon juice and sugar, make some lemonade.
Ooh, that could be tasty. I prefer with, instead of lemon, I prefer a nice cantaloupe or even a watermelon, and then you have melonade.
I could go for a tasty glass of melonade right now.
Me too.
You guys are pushing the line. You're pushing it.
Ooh, Rupert, this is a good question. You might like this one. My study partner got fed up with me and used sovereign glue on my spellbook. How do I remove it? And better yet, how do I get him back? Signed, Sticky Wicket.
You killed the bastard. No, sorry.
It's just glue. You what? I don't understand.
So, okay. So, you make a solution of universal solvent, and you gently brush it along the edges of the spellbook. And hopefully you've used indelible inks or something, because it's going to cost you money. I'm sorry to say it.
Yeah. Universal solvent. Buy a new spell book and new spells. Universal solvents, I mean, like, I've heard of maybe one vial on campus ever. I mean, that shit's legendary. You guys know that, right?
I had access to it all the time back home. What are you talking about?
Well, I ain't here no more.
You come to a new place and all of a sudden things are rarer than they used to be back home?
Yeah, they didn't know there'd be such a rush.
Inflation.
All right. Yeah, buy a new spellbook then. Oh, God. It hurts me. Okay, so you get back at him. You find if there's any amount of that solvent glue left, and you glue his ass to the toilet seat. So he has to sit and think about what he did.
Yes, absolutely. That's exactly what I was going to say. Or you glue his butt cheeks together. Or better yet, you glue his hands to your buddy's Petunia pot. And then you put it in an anti-magic field and see where the hands are.
Okay, that made me laugh. Okay, that's good.
Rupert, I was not expecting violence from you on that. That was a very visceral reaction.
We do not condone violence.
We do grade it, though.
I do not recommend that you kill your roommate. That was spoken.
What?
Grade it? Grade violence?
Yeah, we grade it. Like A, B, C.
You're saying that we grade violence?
Yeah, we grade it. Yeah, absolutely. I'd say murder over a spellbook prank, that's like a B+.
Okay, I can't believe I'm going to ask this. What would earn an A rank for you?
I would say something like evisceration, slowly in front of the entire class, while being forced to play the bagpipes, and being slowly lit on fire, while catfish eat your toes.
Bonus points for creativity.
That's very specific.
Happened to a buddy of mine.
Dear God, what did he do?
Screamed?
I meant to deserve it!
He brought a pet on campus 3 years ago.
Thought you said that he was blade shifted.
Well, after that, yeah.
They couldn't stand the screaming, so they shifted him. Who the hell knows where?
Some say he still played those bagpipes to this day.
That's our show, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in next week to find out if I've
been fired,
quit college life, and gone off to be a hermit somewhere instead.
Yeah, and send us your questions. We'll answer them on the air. Thank you for your time, and we're looking forward to next week.
Don't forget to water your petunia plant with your pee.
Ew!
It's not the petunia's fault it was turned into a petunia. A petunia. Ha!
You want to be a moving service?
I mean, I am pretty strong. I guess I could help.
Ready for an adventure, ladies? Join Nat.
It's okay. Everything dies.
Willow.
Are we in the city? God, I hope not.
Amira.
Can I do an insight check as they're, going to help?
And Nova.
Oh God, is this a baby? I threw it.
On Roll Like a Girl. Available on nerdsmith.org or wherever you get your podcasts.